giving consumers a financial edge, providing economic tools designed for you to win. With the Empirenomics business guru Al Mills and the credit lady gem dropper herself, Monique Macklin.
Hello, 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 and welcome to Wake Up and Win with Al Mills and Monique Macklin. My name is Monique Macklin, and I'm known in the industry as the Credit Lady.
And hey, this is Al Mills, aka the Prophetic Financier, the world's #1 socioeconomic mobility strategist. Welcome to the call today.
Yes, and we have created this space that is designed to enlighten, empower, and edify people to their next level of economic success. On this platform, we do that by having conversations that require you to examine your current situation and make changes as needed to get you to the life that you desire to live by thinking better, banking better, and also leveraging better, as Al would always say. On today's show, we're going to be discussing how to measure your wealth thermostat. Okay, Al, so are you ready to jump on in?
Oh, yeah, that's a biggie. That's a big topic.
It
Because most
is.
folks don't even know that a wealth thermostat even exists.
This is
So
true.
for those who don't know, we're going to take a moment to explain, and those who do, be patient with us. So basically, your wealth thermostat is your money story. I think each and every one of us has a money story. I'm sure Monique, you have a money story that you were told when you were growing up.
Oh, yeah. We were all taught to to go to school, get a good education, then go get a good job. And I remember growing up, people would always try to get me to get like the chief newspaper, and apply for those civil service jobs. And I'm like, I'm not doing that. I knew that wasn't my life a long time ago. I don't like people like that. But
wow, that's not for me.
But no, that's a lot of hard work. And I knew I never wanted to. I want to make a lot of money, but I knew I never wanted to work that hard. But I also paid attention to the people around me who were doing just that. And they didn't seem like they were living an abundant life, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree.
It seemed very stressful.
I was clear myself very early on. Once again, coming from the islands, that whole influence of you must get a job, like you said, get a job. The old adage in my household was get a job. Get a good education, get a job, pay taxes to the government, interest to the banks, and buy all of your goods from private and public corporations. But more so, money always was relative. And I came from a pretty affluent family, if you will. But still, there was always this consciousness around money. You would hear statements like this: money doesn't grow on trees.
Oh, yeah.
I don't pick up money in the road.
Oh, yeah.
I can't afford that. Put that
can't
back.
Afford that.
You started to hear these things. So what do you think is happening when you start to hear these negative connotations coming back to you on the subject matter of money? You begin to become under what we call PSTD. So anytime you hear money as a young child, you become stressed out.
You do.
And you want to avoid the conversation in its entirety. And so what happens is that gets ingrained in your subconscious mind.
Or, it was always a negative reaction, especially like you ask your parents or something, and then you got to hear this whole long speech about
a long lecture.
You get a lecture about why you don't really need these Nikes, or
right.
how many miles I had to walk to school before I was able to get this, that, and the other. And it's like,
without shoes. I didn't even have shoes.
Well, that too. That too.
Right.
So yeah, money was always a negative. Yeah, it was always negative. I never thought about it like that, but
Right. But however, bringing that along, and again, I want to just be clear for those who are listening, we are advocates for education. In no way, shape, or form, or fashion are we looking to belittle education in any fashion. However, we believe in specialized knowledge, right? Things that can be applied to you, that you can use to enhance yourself socially and economically together, not one without the other. And so to our point is that in our wealth thermostat, we created a certain financial expectancy because of the tracks that we took to get to our income. And so we were taught to become wage earners. A wage earner is someone who exchanges their time and energy for a specific dollar amount or wage per month. All right. And so that became our source of income. So just use this as the example. What is a wealth thermostat? If you were trained and you went to college, got a degree, and you're earning your $56,400 a year,
you're real specific with that number.
I was real specific with that number because that's the average income of a bachelorette graduate who graduates college. They earn $56,400 according to the labor statistics.
That's horrible.
All right. But again, that's following the plan that was given to us.
Right. That's true.
Now, let's just take into effect when that plan was really successful is when America was in an industrial revolution. We are no longer building Babylon. Babylon is built. We're now in an informational age. So that old premise or principle does not apply to today's lifestyle. And so thus far, this is why so many college graduates are financially frustrated because their wealth thermostat is set, first and foremost, set for active income.
Correct.
So,
and active income is what you just described when you have to trade your time for dollars.
Absolutely. So let's think about a thermostat for a minute. In your home or your apartment, there's a little box on a wall that has settings. So some of you are blessed enough to have a digital one, but there are the other ones who had the old dial that you had to turn it to set it to a particular temperature. So that is called a thermostat. The same applies in your financial life, where if your skill set and your action set was only based on earning $56,400, then what is the role of the thermostat? So this wealth thermostat is, if you are earning less than $56,400, your wealth thermostat will turn the heat up on you, turn your pressure up on you, and you get on your hustle and your grind to make that said amount.
That's true.
Now, be mindful. In our last episode, we talked about goals and targets. No one ever goes past their target. When they reach that number, they fall back. And so in this example...
You mean they get comfortable?
They get very comfortable and cozy. They feel as though they arrived, and that's the end of it. And so here we are in this wealth thermostat scenario. You are earning less than what your setting was. The heat turns up, and you then go out and look for the hustle or the side gig and the like. But there's a double-edged sword to this wealth thermostat. On the reverse side to that, if you look to earn more than the $56,400, no matter how much information or new training that you believe that you received, your subconscious setting on money and accomplishment is going to cool you down and then give you limiting beliefs to say that, well, you know what, I'm not qualified to earn more money, or I have to get an additional degree. Now you understand what happens when people then go back to school to get more accreditation to kind of reset their consciousness to believe that they are worthy for more income.
Isn't that, like, in my opinion, like a big scam?
I'm going to call it what it is. It is a scam.
Okay.
Because the word
I'm just
education.
Making sure I'm done. You know,
that's the word education. Listen to the word education. I'm sorry. The word education in itself. The word education comes from the root word educo, which means to bring about or to be fruitful. So if one is educated, then they should be fruitful or bringing about opportunity. On their own. But under the current circumstances of how education is taught in North America, in the Western world, it's about acquiring more. Not bringing forth fruit, but acquiring more fruit.
Okay.
In the form of information.
Yes.
Because in our primal brain, we believe that the more resources we have is going to retain our survival.
But then, do people not realize that they're... Well, it does. Well, let's just say it does work for some people.
It does.
That going to get that piece of paper or that extra accreditation, it does work for some people. But in addition to you getting that extra information, you're digging a deeper debt hole.
A deeper hole.
Yeah.
A deeper hole.
One that really does not equate to the salary.
Well, I'm going to pull up a statistic for you. I believe in statistics, but I always say this. Trust what we say, but verify what we say. Exactly. So I'm going to always advocate those who are listening to this podcast, always trust what we say, but verify it.
Exactly.
So I'm reading from Income and Education on the Commerce Department of the U.S. government
Okay.
that under education attained, a person with a bachelorette, again, this was from 2019, which is 51,800. So now it's up a little bit more to 54,600.
Okay.
A master's degree earned 65,000. So
Ooh.
look at the increase. You earn a little shy of $14,000 more from a bachelorette to a master's degree. But what is the cost or the investment of time and money in getting a master's degree? If you're looking at it from a monetary standpoint, the investment of 50, 60,000, 100,000 for your master's at that level to support a $14,000 increase in income, now you understand why people are stuck.
They are hella stuck.
And so
with that.
and so that thermostat keeps you in that proverbial wheel of, as we would say, going nowhere fast.
Exactly.
So here's the question. If you continually watch people before you have taken the same track that you're taking, and they're not fiscally happy, they're one of those statistics that are retiring below the poverty level, and you continue doing what they're doing and expect a different result. I'm not a clinical psychologist or psychiatrist, but what does that tell you the definition of that means? Insanity. So then you have to make a change.
Yes.
And so how do you know if your thermostat needs changing? First and foremost, there needs to be a way that's done. There's some questions that you can ask yourself.
Okay.
Do you experience more scarcity or lack of wealth or abundance questions in your mind? Do you believe you can have what you truly desired, but you settle for less because you think you must only purchase what you can afford? Are you really a good manager, but it seems as though the money still doesn't add up to enough? Those may be signs that you are not in your proper thermostat.
Exactly.
And I'll say this, the first way to begin to expand your thermostat is first get a mentor.
Yes.
Someone who can show you what is possible by showing you, teaching you, evaluating you, correcting you, and then rinse and repeat. And then the next thing that you should do is you should shift your scarcity mindset to that limitless abundance mindset.
Yes.
And there's something that I call that you must do. Every belief that you have is either keeping you in a tiny scarcity box or it's opening your mind to experience what we call limitless abundance beliefs, which is your valuation of earning more capital or earning more income. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. So you really have to make up your mind that you want more.
That's
and
the very first
that's
thing.
The first thing you have to do is make up your
decision.
Mind. You have to make a decision no matter what your current income or educational level is, because that what you go for, what you're looking to attain, is going to come from the fire inside of you to go get it.
That's correct. And you have to replace those limiting beliefs and replace them with positive expectations and truths. And here's some false beliefs that just isn't true. There isn't enough time. There isn't enough money.
Yeah.
There are not enough big clients.
Yeah.
I'm not worthy of enough. But when you begin to get connected with a mentor, with a community, or listening to podcasts like ours, you begin to comprehend general truth where there's always a limitless of abundance. This is when you change your mindset, where you learn to leverage time through automation, or you're able to add value, which creates wealth in your life. Or you begin to identify problems in others and be the solutionist to those things.
That's it.
And focus on attracting those big opportunities or income opportunities. That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. As it was once upon a time, I never felt like I was unworthy. I actually felt the opposite, even being that kid in Bed-Stuy. And we would go and visit family members who lived in big houses or whatever. And I said, like, well, they're not special. Like, why are we still here? Like that was always my thinking. So and I carried that with me throughout all of my days. So I just feel like if somebody else can earn $1 million, I can earn $1 million. If I want to make 3 million this year, I can make 3 million this year. It really, I just have to put those things in place in order to get there. That's
Absolutely. And again, You are more than enough. I always say that to all the members and empowerments. You are more than enough. You can do an abundance of things. So
Yeah.
here's the thing you have to ask yourself though. In order to really to reset that wealth thermostat, here's the first money hack or mind hack that you have to ask.
Okay.
What must I believe to achieve my X goal in Y time? I'm going to
Okay.
repeat that again. You have to ask yourself this question. What
Mm-hmm.
must I believe to achieve my X goal in my Y amount of time?
Okay.
That's going to put you in a perspective now to see that you need transformation.
Right. Some people don't know what they want, though. It's like they know they want more, but they don't know what they want. So I guess that's where a mentor would actually come into play in
Absolutely.
helping them to discover,
Their true passion and
their true
purpose.
passion and purpose is out there. So yeah, it's that thing we spoke about last week, even when measuring our wealth thermostat, kind of where we stood
In
in
society.
society.
Mm-hmm.
That was an eye opener as well,
Mm-hmm.
because when I did mine, I landed in the 1%, and I would have thought I wouldn't have landed in the 1%, but based on my education level and my income, I am
Put
a
you
1%er.
absolutely. And here's the
And
thing. I'm sorry. So many people are thinking that you have to become a millionaire in order to be considered successful, or that's always
that's
been the
true.
standard. 6 figures or $1 million has always been the standard. But less than 16% of the American population earns 150,000 a year.
That's crazy.
So the very first thing you want to do fundamentally is set your thermostat minimally to hit 150,000
Exactly. Exactly.
because wealth starts at $250,000 in income.
Okay.
And if you learn it,
Even that's interesting with that number you just gave, because what most of us would think it started at a seven-figure number.
no, not at all. With proper financial intelligence,
Mm-hmm.
with that form of income, you can create a multitude. But it all starts back with what do you perceive as being possible?
This
And
is true.
that's the next secret that we have to talk about before we conclude today is how to upgrade your personal identity.
Hmm.
How you see and experience yourself is very important.
It is upgrading your personal identity. How would one do that?
Well, basically, how do you see yourself? That's the very first thing. If you want to achieve much bigger goals, such as X in X, Y time, you have to upgrade and expand who you are,
Mm-hmm.
how you see yourself, how you feel about yourself. This
Now,
all begins in the mind.
this is not all about monetary either.
No,
It's also about, because I what you teach is not it's money freedom, but it's mostly time freedom. And
absolutely.
with when the money is coming in the way it's supposed to, then you'll have the time to do whatever you want to do.
Correct.
So you have to figure out and a lot of people in this pandemic have realized that they've been wasting or spending a lot of time working and making other people rich.
Oh, I love
So
that word.
that's why a lot of people have quit their jobs. I believe it was about 4.5 million just in November that quit their jobs for various reasons. But most of the people are realizing I don't want to spend my days working for somebody.
It's time now. We're now entering what we call the gig economy.
Yes.
And now, but then in this gig economy, you need to attain specialized knowledge to navigate in these
Mm-hmm.
uncertainties.
Yes.
Otherwise, you would think that you're making a more sound decision in your adulthood, but you're actually being controlled by a 5-year old. That
Mm-hmm.
little person who learned the money story as a child is pulling
Oh
your
yeah.
strings today.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
For example, ask yourself this question. When you hear of a millionaire or billionaire, what comes to mind? What kind of thoughts enter your mind? If they're negative, you will never become what you despise.
Mm. Okay.
Does that make
Well, I would
sense?
think that you would look at people or look up to people that you may aspire to want to be like.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know growing up, I wanted to be Oprah.
Okay, nothing wrong with that.
I mean, and then so when you hear their stories, their rags to riches stories, heard the Tyler Perry's, and it's like, well, that they actually show you that this is possible, but you can start where we're at today and still make that possible.
Well, here's the question: what makes us different than Elon Musk, where they're sending people to Mars or to the moon? What's the difference? He executed, but he believed that it was not only just possible, but it was possible for him.
That's true. That's true.
See, that comes back to that false belief again. If you don't have a good, positive personal identity, you may be saying to yourself, I fear I'm too old or too late to the game.
That's true. Or a lot of people think, that's awesome, that's wonderful, but that's for them. That's not for us.
Or here's a big one. I come from a family that struggles. It's our curse.
Yeah. Yeah. You hear that a lot. Let's break generational curses and stuff like that. So, yeah. And if you've never seen it, it's hard for you to, like you said, hold that in your hand. If you've never seen anyone like you do that, this seems like it's so out of reach, but it's out of reach for everybody, but people are accomplishing it. It may seem out of reach for everyone, but people are out there doing what you want to do.
So that's where you have to first come to that new self-image, see yourself doing and having all of those things.
Yes.
And start to change the language, start to change the intimate conversation that you have with yourself. Start saying, it's easy for me to attain anything that I desire once I commit.
That's it. You have to speak life into yourself and into your dreams.
That's right.
Into your goals.
Speak to those dry bones.
Into your children.
To your children, absolutely.
You have to speak life into, all that is you in order for you to accomplish those things, and speak it every day.
Every single day.
Every day. As I know, when I was a single mom raising my daughter, and we prayed every day before we walked out that door. And our saying was, failure is not an option.
That's
regardless of what's going on in this world, we're not going to fail at this. That's yeah, you have to speak that into your children every day, no matter what.
And as we close out this segment, here's a practical application. When you want to begin to expound or expand your personal identity, and there's something you want, if it's a multi-million-dollar home or a larger home, start going to visit those new construction homes. Walk the property, smell the paint. If it's a luxury or exotic vehicle that you want, go to the Bentley dealer, go to the Porsche dealer, start to feel and touch and smell, activate all of those modalities that you have, and begin visualizing and seeing yourself.
It's going to drive you. It's going to, because I send you houses all the time. I'm like, look at this one.
Look at that one. You keep expanding.
Yeah,
and trust and know that
like, go get that house. You like, go get that house.
Go get that house. Don't claim it. Go get it.
Yeah.
Create. You see, we have to learn to do the math.
Yeah.
So in this wealth formula, on this wealth thermostat, you have to learn to do the math, and that's an acronym for manifesting at the highest. Because everything that we do is about taking the intangible and turning it into the tangible.
That's true.
So in closing, the next time someone calls you a materialist, tell them thank you.
Thank you. I remember you said that. Someone says that you're materialistic, say thank you.
Because that's my whole process and system, is to take my intangible ideas and thoughts, coupled with feeling, and bring them into the material realm. So yes.
Yeah. Wear your Gucci. All those Bugattis I post, I'm going to get one.
That's right. Whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
Because you're a co-creator. You have to know who you are. Knowledge of self is very imperative. And this is why we're providing this valuable content, not necessarily to sell you on anything, but to uplift and elevate your consciousness. This is like modern day church.
Yes. And also just reminding people that they are worthy of it. Because some people don't feel like they're even worthy of having nice things, or, you might be jealous of somebody else who has something nice. Don't be jealous. Go get it. It's like it was available to them. It's available to you. You just have to put those things in place to go and get it.
And if you don't know how to go get it, go get a coach. Go get a mentor.
Yeah. Or have a conversation with the person that has it.
There you go. Simple.
You never know. They might have some opportunity for you. You just never know.
You
So,
never know.
you know, don't stop yourself. Don't make it, keep yourself stuck, as you always say. Don't be stuck in outdated messaging from our past, which is, really keeping people pigeonholed where they're at right now.
Right. And again,
You,
what we
you know,
share.
you're getting those government jobs. So they have levels that you can't go past or something like that.
That's true. There's ceilings. They are ceilings to how far you can reach. Now, again, and we're not advocating that it's
No.
not great to have a civil service job.
Of course.
There everyone has a role in this big
This
game
is
called
true.
life. However, Scripture says that there will always be the poor amongst us.
Yes.
So many people believe that meant monetarily poor.
No.
It meant wealth conscious poor.
Yes.
Because if you know who you are as a co-creator and you have the power to obtain wealth, then you shouldn't settle for a wage. Learn to court wealth.
I know, that's right. You can learn to court wealth. Say that again.
Court wealth. That's right. Court wealth. Stop dating riches.
No, that's right.
And this is a tip of the iceberg of the things that we talk about in the Empirenomics community.
Yes.
Again, Monique is one of the leaders as well. And I'm just saying, I'm excited about having these conversations and really making impact for the people.
Oh, yeah. We're going to help a lot of people just open their mind, expand their vision, and actually go after those things that they're desiring. So
with a plan.
With a plan, right? Don't just jump head first. Have a plan in place so that you can then put your steps in place to reach that destination. So yeah, this has been an awesome conversation. So this again has been how to measure your wealth thermostat. And we're going to add a link in the caption of this where you can actually measure your where you're at economically, socioeconomically, where you're at. And if you're below or above a 3%, right? If you're above 3%, then you need to make some changes. You need to make some changes in your wealth thermostat. So check the link, the information in the caption for a link. And this has been an awesome conversation, Al.
As usual, once again.
Yeah, I enjoyed this. This is awesome. Upgrade your personal identity. That's going to be something I'm going to say a lot.
Oh,
you need to upgrade yourself.
In the Matrix movie, you had to get a new download, upgrade your hardware, your software.
That's it. Stop operating on that outdated messaging.
That's right.
So yeah,
you can't be in Windows 10 and operate in Windows XP. Just doesn't make sense.
That's it. All right. Well, again, this has been awesome, and we will be here on the next episode talking about choosing your right industry, your right niche to operate in when you're looking to go into business or maybe expand your business. So we're going to be talking about the right industries to jump into. So again,
I like how you said that, niche. That was very chic. Niche.
Oh, niche. That's how they say it, right? Niche.
What part of the world you in? Niche or niche? That's just like Target or Target. It's all about how you feel about yourself. See?
That's it. Niche. I drink my tea with my pinky out. So.
I love it. Right, awesome.
All right. So we'll chat again real soon.
Awesome.
All right.
Take care.
You too.
Thank you for listening to Wake Up and Win with Al Mills and Monique Macklin. We hope you've been enlightened by today's message. Please subscribe to our podcast and share with your friends on your social media platforms. If you have any questions or comments, follow us on Instagram at Wake Up and Win Show.